We're late. Gotta get Jack. Jack! We're late for the Oppenheimer segment, man. Jack, we gotta film the Oppenheimer segment. Jack, where are you? What? Boom! Welcome to the season 2 movie Meltdown.
Let's go! Oh, I've revealed myself.
We're so great. We got a great show lined up, and the first one we're doing right here is I don't know why I'm country. We're doing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. These are just movies that we did over the break, like that came out over the break that we didn't get to review.
Beautiful summer movies, yeah.
Summer movies. This one's technically spring, but we're gonna ignore it.
Close enough.
It's close, same thing.
We have a new addition to the couch, Bree.
And
Wearing an Indiana Jones shirt, which we'll
We'll get to later.
Yes. Stay tuned. But what do we think about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, guys?
Dude, this damn movie.
Oh my goodness. They gotta see you.
I was gonna reveal myself. I'm doing my Ken cosplay today for Barbie. Stay tuned later. Anyways, this movie, like the rest of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, or I guess the first and the second, glorious. I loved it all, and James Gunn, unless he does something seriously wrong in the future, can do no wrong. I mean, I love Peacemaker. I love Suicide Squad. I love the new Suicide Squad, not that old piece of trash. Yeah, right, Brady. Anyways, no, listen, this movie was just so engaging from the first second of it, because I love Radiohead. I've just been really getting into them.
So the acoustic, I heard it and I was like, they're not doing
different.
When I heard that Creep was on the soundtrack, I was like, this is going to be tacky as hell. Then when that CG raccoon started walking with his little milk,
I thought the complete opposite. I was so ready for it.
I was like, oh no, who did this to him?
When I was like Cocaine Bear when it opens with Jane, because I love Jefferson Starship. Anyways, reference to one of our greatest episodes. Throwback.
Brie, what did you think?
What'd you think, Brie?
I love it. I mean, I remember, like, Guardians of the Galaxy is very important in my family. I saw all 3 of the movies in theater with my family, and, like, the whole, like, concept of it is, like, family and friendship and, like, grief, loss, all that. It's just so beautiful. And the soundtrack just, like, it makes it, like, I look forward. I have, this first and the second Guardians of the Galaxy, I have the soundtracks on vinyl, and they're my prize possession.
I will say,
like, I look forward to it.
I miss the 70s a little bit. I really like the 70s Guardians soundtrack, but it's not bad with the 90s. It's fun.
I like this.
Oh no, I mean,
especially Florence and the Machine.
I was not expecting that at the end, and I remember sitting, like, I was, like, chilling in the theater seat, and then I literally rose up and I was like, are they playing Florence and the Machine right now?
Right.
Are you serious?
For real. No, for me personally, Rocket has always been my favorite character in this whole series.
I think that sentiment is shared by, like,
right. You know how long it took me to realize it was Bradley Cooper, though?
Actually?
Way too long. Way too long. Because I'm like, his name always pops up in the cast. I'm like, who is he? Like in this movie, I don't know.
I like a lot of the things that they do in this movie. I'm not thrilled with Gamora's character, but I feel like she was screwed over by the MCU and not as much James Gunn.
You got beef with the Infinity War then?
No, it's just like it's like her and Peter Quill have this whole, will they, won't they, like they do in the first movie, but this time she doesn't remember him at all.
Yeah.
And I think I actually was pleasantly surprised with the resolution of it.
Yeah.
I won't delve into spoilers for this one.
It's really hard not to.
For this one.
Yeah.
But they have a nice resolution that fits, that doesn't seem like they're, like, copying for something.
I was really, like, just shocked that nothing, like, super monumental just totally happens at the end. Well, I mean, obviously it does, but, like, in terms of deceasement, I'll say.
Yeah.
I thought more people were going to die.
I think...
Pretty much.
I mean, that's what you have to expect with Marvel
I guess that's kind of a
now.
spoiler,
It's like only this many people, that's it. Wow, Marvel's being real tame with us today.
So soundtrack for me, once again, was 12 out of 10, perfect. Yeah, I don't know, I just loved how it ended because Rocket's my favorite character, you know? Yeah. And even still, like, for me, the reason I, like, started watching Guardians of the Galaxy was because I loved the WWE, and Batista, when they told me Batista was in this movie, I was like, no way.
He was actually fantastic.
And he was great. He was great in all of them.
He's really good.
I love him. He's the best.
What I was going to say is these films sound... the Guardians films compared to the rest of the MCU are so much more like self-contained, if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Like they're just smaller, more personal stories. So the second one was a lot more Peter Quill's like personal journey, and this one's all like Rocket and like the closeness of them as a unit.
Yeah.
And even the first one, it didn't have to do with the cosmos. I mean, I guess it does, but it didn't have to do with the like greater MCU as a whole as much. And they all bring that lighthearted tone that the rest of the MCU like adopted afterwards. I feel like.
Yeah, because that's when you saw more of like the humorous aspect of it.
Exactly.
Was after Guardians did it first.
Exactly. Like
And
Drax would say like something stupid in a serious moment, and that would be like classic Drax.
Yeah.
But now that's every character in Marvel.
Yeah.
It's like Iron Man will say something stupid and cut the serious moment.
Yeah.
But I really love this one. You should stick on this one. This one's great.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy rules, and that's all there is. Yay!
Yeah, I mean, what are we thinking for the rating?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, ready? You wanna count us?
It's,
Are we
it's,
doing it out of...
it's thumbs
So we
up.
do-
Just give like a meter
Yeah.
with your thumbs.
Got it.
2 thumbs is like 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we're gonna do it right in that camera. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yay! I would,
God.
if my feet had thumbs, I would put them up. Go
Feet
see
up.
this movie. Watch this movie.
It's so good.
And all of them.
You need to.
And next-
Immediately.
Yeah!
Right now. Stop what you're doing and watch it right
Guardians
now.
of the Galaxy rules.
And
Yay!
Next we have Indiana Jones.
Boom!
This is Indiana Jones. We're talking about Indiana Jones. What do you guys think? Oh, and the Dial of Destiny, that one. What do you guys think?
He's too old.
It's too old.
That's the whole review. That pretty much sums it up.
It honestly wasn't a half bad movie, a half bad Indiana Jones movie. Like, it's got some of the schlocky action, and it's fun, and it's got the jokes, but he's just an old man. It
This is
was.
very true.
I had the same problem with The Irishman.
Oh,
When
yeah.
you see Robert De Niro with
He's
his
just-
arthritis
He's
kicking.
still trying
the
to
guy-
like.
yeah. And he's not Indiana Jones anymore. He's just Harrison Ford, old man.
Yeah, that's very true.
Well, the plot was also in question.
It's
I liked
Indiana
it.
Jones.
I thought it was fine.
If you really
wait,
look-
hold on. Does this sound fine to you? I'm a fugitive from my country. I also, for some reason, don't like the moon landing. And now I'm gonna I do all
Just
this
randomly
stuff
shoehorned in.
and come back, and everybody forgets I'm a fugitive from my country. None of that gets solved.
Nah.
None,
Yeah, but
none
then-
of that gets
Yeah,
solved.
but then he can go.
Right? No, and I appreciated all the.
Honestly,
But-
I think a few parts of this movie worked. I think the adventure as a whole, it works fine. I
Yes.
think it's fun. It's lighthearted. I like the kid with the unibrow. And
Yeah.
I like where they go, and they have the little. All they gotta show is the plane flying over the map, and I'm
Oh,
sold.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I'm sorry. What'd you think of the beginning with the de-aging?
I thought. I mean, it looks good.
It looked like a video game.
It looks like a video game, and they
Really?
didn't age down his voice, which
That
you'd
is true.
think somebody would notice that. Because he's just old man voice Indiana Jones in weird cartoon Indiana Jones.
I don't know. I fully bought it when they de-aged him.
Alright.
It's like, no, did you really not?
I felt like I was waiting for a video game to start
Yeah.
because I was just looking at the story.
I feel like
I don't even play video games.
I don't like how they show, like in all of these movies, they have to prove that they have de-aging technology. So
Yeah, dude, you're so
they have to
right.
like,
Prove
they have, like
it.
show like a snippet of him
Yeah.
younger. They didn't need it in the
Uh-huh.
script, but they're like, we could do this.
Yeah,
Let
check
us
this
do that.
cool thing out.
Well,
Yeah.
and of course they needed to mention Nazis because
Yeah, well,
Nazis.
Indiana Jones, right? You need the basic Indiana Jones aspects. But what I didn't like, okay, we could all agree Indiana Jones 4 sucked, right?
yeah.
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 That's not debatable at all. That's a
Yeah.
fact. There's a couple
Objective.
facts in
No
life.
meltdown.
Yeah.
Everything
Indiana
melted.
Jones 4 sucked.
No, it was melted when
Like
it
her
came
brain when she touched it.
Hey.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Okay.
But Indiana Jones 4, it sucked and it had aliens.
Word.
So the writers for Indiana Jones 5 were like, let's not make it suck. We'll have time travel.
out.
Right?
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
sense to you?
And more Nazis.
I don't
Of
mind.
course not.
I don't mind the way they did time travel because it wasn't the centerpiece of the film. It's not a time travel film. It's. Is that controversial?
No, I agree with you.
It's when if all these shows, like Loki or Ahsoka or whatever, they're like, oh, we have our own new time travel, Disney time travel. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun. It makes things complicated. This one, it was more like the goal to get this supernatural thing,
Mhm.
which is the same in every
Right,
Indiana
and in-
Jones.
Right, but that
Jones.
also doesn't mean you can't ignore the problems along the way to the time travel. Like the fugitive and
yeah,
the
that's fair.
de-aging
I had
and
problems.
when I watch an Indiana Jones movie, I'm not gonna be like, that's unrealistic when he goes Kali Ma and rips his heart out of his chest. I'm gonna buy it. right? Because it's fun, but not
Right.
when he's 85. I'm sorry. I know I keep talking about how old he is, but
I mean, it's a fair.
it's distracting.
You need to bring it up. I mean, it's.
I sat through the 3-hour, $300 million movie
That's very
budget.
Did you expect them not to be old?
Yeah.
No, I expected him to be old, but I was like, well, let's see how they work
This is
around
like-
it. Maybe he's
this is
not
like the-
as Indiana Jones, but they did all the same young man Indiana Jones stunts.
Well, I think him being old is part of the plot. I mean, like it.
Right, absolutely.
And that's why they bring in the little girl that I don't like. No, she's not a little girl. She's a grown
Fleabag?
woman.
What's her?
Full-grown woman.
Phoebe Waller.
Jamie,
Waller
pull that up.
Bridge? Phoebe Waller.
And what was her character's
Phoebe.
name?
Phoebe.
Got it.
Fuck, I loved her.
Yeah, I didn't love
In the
her.
movie, I hated her.
Yeah, she was not
No.
likable.
She had a half-hearted redemption at the end, but throughout the whole movie, she's just actually being like evil.
That's
Like-
when they put. Do you get that, Jamie?
Helena?
Helena.
Helena?
Helena. Her name
Is
was
it?
Helena.
Oh, in the
Helena
film.
Shaw.
Yeah, Helena
Who's-
Troy.
Yeah.
Even Helena
Who's
Troy
it played
was.
by?
Phoebe.
But Helena is not likable.
The person, the woman that
Fleabag.
wrote Fleabag.
Stay where you are. Don't move. Who are these people?
We need to get out of here.
Are they with you?
Not an inch, Miss Shaw. Miss Shaw, stop! Stop! Sorry.
I was kind of worried that they were setting Helena up to be the new Indiana Jones.
Me too.
Because that's like what all these people are trying to do now. you know?
Yeah.
But
Right.
I don't think it would work because she was just simply.
Too unlikable.
I was okay with her being unlikable because I was like, I don't want another goody two shoes character, right? Like, what? Indiana Jones. Who cares?
He's a little
What?
bit of a criminal.
Yeah, he's
he murders people.
He's a rapscallion.
but I guess, I don't know. I was okay with her. I was okay with the nostalgia, but it wasn't a movie I would ever watch again
No,
because it
especially
was just
'cause
a
it's
bad movie.
So long.
Why did he have to hate the moon landing? There was
I
absolutely
don't-
no
Okay.
reason.
I don't think it was a bad movie. I think the plot was entertaining, and I got my popcorn's worth.
It was entertaining. It was too long, and especially for the budget. That
I'd
they
cut
had.
it down a little bit. I think actually the strongest point of the film is the end because a lot of I think,
No, because he's a fugitive, and
I
nobody
disagree.
says that.
All right, what's our overall rating on the movie?
Oh, that's right. We
Yeah.
do that.
yeah.
Because I forgot that we do that.
I'm
I'm
do
gonna give
a
it a.
single thumbs up.
I'm gonna give it a
What?
1 to the side and 1 down.
This is terrible. I'm gonna give it one of these.
Why would you do that?
This is like a. This is
You
like
could watch Indiana Jones on
Disney Plus. I think.
Disney. On to the next movie, which is.
Teenage Mutant
Ninja Turtles.
Get back.
Turtle Power! Dip. We're talking about Team Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yabba dabba doo.
Yabba dabba doo, wubba lubba dubba
We also have a new guest on the couch.
Michael.
Michael! New movie Meltdown. Oh. This is a thing. This is a thing we do now.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So what do you guys think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? By the way, let us preface: we are all kind of biased. We like Teenage Mutant.
I love Teenage Mutant
I
Ninja
I'm a
Turtles.
huge fan.
love it.
So we're all big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
But I'll try to be unbiased. Bizzo, what do you think?
Bizzo? I loved it. I loved it so much. I think the fact that they act like authentically like kids
They are
is
14.
so refreshing.
They are literally
'Cause,
14
like,
years old.
I feel like with a lot of the other versions, like, they're very adult in it. But, like, with this, like, they're such 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Like, with the way they speak, the way they behave. Like, I love the little details that they had in the movie that just made it, like, extra childish. Like, with Donnie having, like, little stickers all over.
Right, and BTS was like part of the plot.
Like, BTS being part of the plot. Like, that was so entertaining. I don't know. I loved it. I love the soundtrack.
Definitely.
The
That's so
soundtrack was so
unexpected.
good. Oh my god.
What's
the
the-
Superfly intro.
They had No Diggity in there?
They had like,
Yeah.
can't get kick it.
Oh, yeah.
Can I kick it? Oh my god. It was
It's-
so good.
Uh,
The ladies love luxury. That's my they in love with me. Out here with the moves, like I invented smooth. You can't tell me I ain't fly. I know I'm super fly. I know I'm super fly.
What is that?
I feel like everything put together just made this movie like so enjoyable to watch. I feel like there were certain plot points that I could have gone without. I'll go into those after you say how you felt about that.
I loved it personally. It brought the teenage into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It brought new life to this franchise.
Definitely.
Something we haven't seen in this franchise before. The animation was like a lot like Spider-Verse. I love how Seth Rogen put that in there. It was like beautiful.
Yeah.
The soundtrack really made it too.
I feel like a lot of like you said, it's sort of refreshing the franchise a bit, and we've seen recent Turtle iterations do that.
I love the recent
like,
one.
like Rise, but it's not about that. This one changed up some of the dynamics. It made them more like, I feel more like they were more loving brothers, as opposed to Raph being like, "Why are you the leader, Leo?" They were more so just like playful with each other and all like worked as a family unit.
I have to say, I love with like every Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing that I've seen, there's always been conflict between Raph and Leo, like with leadership and stuff. And I think that's really interesting. I like how they did it in this, where it still felt like brotherly love, but kind of like, rather than being like, "Why are you the leader?" it was more like,
They're like,
"Why'd you rat us out? Like, you're so annoying. Like, what the hell?"
That is a great bit with Splinter.
Yeah.
Splinter's also, I think Splinter actually just steals the show a little bit.
I love Splinter.
Jackie Chan as Splinter.
Look, we're really sorry, Splinter. Some of the guys want to see a movie and I try to talk them out of it.
Leo! What? You watch a movie with the humans? Ugh. You ratted us out. Hey, don't use that word that way.
I mean, it's
2023. Sorry, Dad.
First of all, the whole voice cast.
Agreed.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, from the little cameos with all the other mutants,
Yeah.
They didn't really need to get, what's her name, Natasha from What We Do in the Shadows.
I love the fact that she was in it, though. That made me so happy. They had didn't they have John Cena?
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Cena's Rocksteady. Like, you don't need
They
to get
have
all
Paul
those.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd was really good, too.
Yeah.
Ice Cube, he actually
loved
did really
it.
good.
Yeah.
I think that it wasn't necessary, but I think it did bring a lot of traction, because when I was showing people the trailer, they were like, "I'm not really into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles," but then they'd see
Cut
like,
those people out of your life.
agreed.
Yes.
But they'd see like the cast and they'd be like, "Oh my God, John Cena's in this,"
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Okay, I have to see this."
Yeah.
But I feel like having like a famous cast definitely brought
But
people
even
in.
more than that, the best part of the cast were the ones that weren't famous. The freaking Doidles! The kids!
I love the
Yeah.
kids in this
all
movie.
of the child actors, genuinely, so talented.
Yeah.
Exactly, they're future actors.
It's like,
Gumball?
Gumball.
Yeah.
Gumball.
He's already kind of popular.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't get that sense if it wasn't from, like you mentioned, the improv between them and how they talk over each other. It really makes them feel authentic.
I saw a lot of people complaining before the movie had come out about Donnie's voice actor because they thought he sounded too feminine.
Yeah,
and I
I
was
saw
like,
that.
no, that's just because it's a kid. Like, it's an actual child
I'm not sure
voice
he had
actor.
puberty.
He hasn't had puberty. That's
probably
realistic.
why.
They're teenagers. Like, that's the whole point. I love the voice acting. The one thing I could go without was the milking.
No.
No? You were into it?
I was really into the milk.
I didn't like the milk. I thought it was funny how they brought it back and it was actually a thing.
I'll
but
say-
I didn't like it.
I'll say, for criticisms, I feel like the story was maybe a little too cookie cutter.
Yeah, like a bit
Fair.
rushed. Maybe it was
Yeah.
a bit longer. They could have fleshed out more.
Right. It's only an hour 30, I think, in runtime.
Probably.
And it's all beautiful animation, and so I get why. But I would have liked a little more depth with them. You get a little hint with like Mikey being like genuinely more. I guess like when he talks to Splinter, or you could see like they have that whole like sincere father-son moment. But the rest of it seems like, oh, this beat, move.
The father-son moment, that messed me up.
It was really
When
good.
you know,
I would like more of it.
when they set up when he set up the birthday party and they all left, that made me so sad. But altogether, I love this movie so
Me
much.
too.
What would you guys rank this movie?
Can I say one more
Like
thing?
4
Yeah,
out of
no, go
5.
ahead.
Can we do the one more thing? This is spoiler. Skip 30 seconds ahead. The end credit scene with the Shredder.
Bring me the shredder.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my god! I hope they make a trilogy.
I
Yeah.
really hope they make another movie.
I think I gasped. I think I left my seat. I was like,
I was there. You actually floated into the air.
Yeah, I was like, when a comic book character or a
It was
cartoon
scary.
like smells
Your eyes
pie,
started, like,
my
glowing.
nose lifted up and I
It
started
was
floating through the aisle.
terrifying,
Towards the screen.
yeah.
It was. I really hope they make a trilogy, and I hope they keep the same voice actors and they get older. Oh my god.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
Oh,
the development of their voices was
fantastic.
so cool.
Oh, okay. Now
Like
we're gonna.
Donnie, like having voice cracks.
Jamie,
his
what time are we
voice is- Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what I was saying.
Yeah,
let's
sorry,
wrap
I
it
had
up. All right, so for our ranking system, we do thumbs.
So you
So
can
it's
put your
gonna be
thumbs anywhere like
Like
here.
a little ranking like this, okay?
So 2 thumbs up is the best possible thing to do.
Yes.
All right, and we're gonna do it right on that camera. Teen Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey, are you kidding me?
There's-
After giving such raving reviews?
I'm biased, but I'm trying to be unbiased in my review.
Anyways,
Barbenheimer?
no.
No.
No? One Piece?
One Piece!
The One Piece is real! Boom!
Welcome to the One Piece segment. So we're going to be talking about live action versus the anime. So as an avid anime fan, isn't that embarrassing that you have that
very
title?
embarrassing.
How do you feel about the live action in comparison?
Of course, I haven't finished all of One Piece, the anime, but the live action itself.
Oh, tomato. I haven't either, so I can't say anything.
Okay, the live action, pretty solid, did a good job. However, had a lot of issues with some of the information that they were taking from later episodes and throwing into the earlier episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love that. And
I think they mixed up a lot of arcs, but it was just to get as much material in as possible.
yeah.
Yeah. But it was very... I don't know. I liked it.
Yeah, I thought all the fight scenes were really awesome still. I wish they didn't mess around with the, like, how Arlong shows up at the Chef Bautista's place. That's not his name, I don't think. But I was upset with how he just showed up and then threw Luffy in the water, and then it was like, what is this all about? Like,
I feel like there was a lot of other important like plot pieces that they just like threw away because they didn't have time for it.
yeah. But we did get to see Ripped Sanji.
I'm so happy about that.
And you know what? Like,
Ripped caked up Sanji.
he's just a straight up heartthrob now. He's not creepy anymore.
Cause like in the anime,
Like-
I still love him in the anime, but I feel like he's weird.
He is weird.
I
man.
forget
He's just
that.
weird.
I forget the arc, but there's one arc that I just cannot stand him in, and it's the one where like he's completely knocked out from the beginning of the arc because of like a nosebleed or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about,
I
right?
might.
Yeah. It's like they go to this one place and he's surrounded by a bunch of girls and he's like, oh my god! And then he's knocked out for the rest of the arc and does not help at all with absolutely anything. I was like, that's so unnecessary. That was just for no reason. But in this, I don't know, he actually has charisma.
He's got charisma. He's got some riz to him. Like the way he
doesn't
was
have the curly eyebrows.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah. Let's talk about the three sword style in the live action because I feel like they aren't doing it justice.
I don't think
However,
so.
it's pretty difficult to try to bring that from an animation into the real world.
Yeah, I feel like having like, I don't know, having that be safe and doing it is just kind of impossible. Yeah. I still think that the way they did it is really good. I think the fight scenes are amazing. I also just like the cooking scenes in general because you could see him like actually making the food.
Yeah.
Went on for a little long at some points where it was just like, okay, we get it, you can cook.
Yeah, during like Sanji's like backstory episode or whatever. That's another thing. They changed the whole backstory to how the dude lost his leg.
Yeah.
Because it would have been difficult to have that be live action if they had like someone underwater with a camera and he like cuts off his own leg with a rope. But it's like, how are you gonna make that live action?
Yeah.
But it's still disappointing.
I think that the way they did it was good, but it didn't do it justice.
Yeah, they definitely made it more practical.
Yeah. How did you feel about Luffy's actor? I love him. I think he's so good. I think he has the vibe of Luffy down to a T. It makes me really happy.
He definitely does encapture the Luffy essence, his soul. And he is extremely he's fun. He's just fun. And you know what? That's Luffy. And it works. It works.
I saw a lot of things that it was like when they found him as an actor, they were like, this is Luffy. Like 100%. Like even just like with his personality. So I thought that was pretty awesome. What was your favorite part about the live action? If you could pick one.
My favorite part of the live action was when Arlong's crew shows up at Bautista's. I'm just going to call the chef's place
just
Batista.
call it that.
And straight up just knocks the peg leg out from under the chef. Because that, like, watching it, it's like, oh my god, he just, like, got messed up, but
It was just
comedic.
disrespectful.
It's mad disrespectful.
That was so rude.
It's comedic, but it's also followed up by like such a good fight scene. I think one of the better fight scenes in the live action that they brought on. So.
My favorite part was when I think I mentioned this to you before, but Luffy putting the straw hat on Nami and saying, "This truly has been the One Piece."
Yeah.
I just thought that really like tied the whole series together. You know, I thought that was beautiful the way they did it.
It was really poetic.
It was so poetic. Yeah. I love how many times they said One Piece. You know.
And like King of the Pirates.
King of the Pirates.
Like you could have a whole game made out of that.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about Buggy.
I loved Buggy. No, I thought
God.
Buggy was great.
I thought he was really hot. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, go off.
Gorgeous man. Gorgeous man. Every part of his body is able to be separated, which I think is a really fun tidbit. Do with that what you will. But our next segment is the Barbenheimer segment, so let's get to it. Whoop-pow! We're going to be doing Barbie versus Oppenheimer. So obviously from the pink shirt, I'm Team Barbie. We'll move it over to this couch. We got Oppenheimer.
The pink hair.
Oppenheimer. And pink hair for Barbie once again.
Yeah, pink. Oh, you should introduce them. They haven't been on the show.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
No,
I don't really matter.
There you go.
So we got Normal Sophia.
Normal Sophia!
Normal Sophia! And then we got Anna Sophia. Who was rude?
I'm kidding.
All right, so we do have a completely unbiased judge, James.
I have seen
the
both
only
movies.
bias is the fact that he hates women.
That's not
So it's
pretty
going to be
heavy.
a little difficult
Yeah.
for the Barbie team, but I think we got it. I think that Barbie was an amazing movie. I think that it exceeded my expectations. I didn't expect it to be like how it was. I also didn't realize that it was PG-13. I thought that it was rated PG. So when I looked it up and it was PG-13, I was like, oh, I don't know what to expect from this. I loved it. I loved Ryan Gosling in it. He's a beautiful man for a 43-year-old. I thought that it was amazing. It had Michael Cera, which I feel like is just a bonus on its own.
I do enjoy that man. He gets a lot of hate.
He cares.
He
cares.
doesn't get hate.
You know,
Michael Cera
Nobody hates Michael Cera.
Michael Cera is a well-loved man.
And almost okay. In the circles I run in, people hate
run in
Michael
terrible
Cera.
circles.
I agree.
So, what'll it be then? You can go back to your regular life and forget any of this ever happened? Or you can know the truth about the universe. The choice is now yours.
I really liked the way that Barbie didn't market the movie as like what was going to be the plot. So there was like that certain kind of mystery. And I feel like that made more people want to watch it even more rather than it just being like, oh, it's going to be a movie about a doll and pink and loving Ken, apparently. But like going into it, I didn't know what to expect. Because I also avoided watching the trailers because I wanted to be completely surprised. And I was completely surprised.
I was gonna say the marketing for Barbie was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that not only like the Barbenheimer stuff, because that was such a good marketing.
It helped
like,
both of them
play.
out.
It helped both of them out, but I feel like when it comes to Barbie, they had like that whole website where you could like make your own like he's Ken and then like he's blank.
I didn't know
but
about
I did that all last year, like even before Barbie came out, because everyone was doing it, and I was like, oh, this is so fun. But I just felt like that was
Izzo.
it's he's just Izzo.
He's just
I think
Izzo.
also going back to like you both said you didn't know what to expect from the movie. It wasn't really marketed with the full depth that it got. Like it went into obviously ideals about the patriarchy, and the humor was so not PG. 13.
I love that.
You're stereotypical Barbie, right? Mm-hmm. That Ken of yours, he is one nice-looking little protein pot.
I guess.
I'd like to see what kind of nude blob he's packing under those jeans.
PG-13 isn't just Marvel going like, haha, poop.
It's not Marvel saying the F word
but
once in every movie.
But there's also like a lot of talk about anatomy in this film.
That's true.
It had a
especially
really
the
good
ending.
ending.
I have no genitals.
I really liked the ending.
So I was just like, oh wow, they did that. But okay, enough about Barbie.
So Oppenheimer.
Let's hear from Team Oppenheimer. We'll start with Doug.
One thing.
Which, by the way,
dub.
which is his new catchphrase. And
Yes.
Doug, I did hear that this movie made you cry.
I'm a frequent.
We do have a
frequent-
video of
We
that,
do.
actually.
Fine, I'm fine.
Are you filming? Stop.
I'm a frequent crier. What I really liked, what really made me sad, was when he said it's Oppentime.
And
But
then-
for real,
and then he hopped all
I
over
like that.
everybody.
I like that any movie Christopher Nolan gets, he just makes Christopher Nolan movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is a story about a dude that was a scientist, and somehow he turns it into like a back and forth, like non-linear story about his childhood, and also he's in a courtroom, and then also now he's developing a nuclear bomb, an atomic bomb.
It's very layered.
It's very layered, which is just Christopher Nolan's his
It's
sizzle.
his
It's
little
Christopher
thing.
Nolan's sizzle.
I think that to
Yeah.
compare Barbie and Oppenheimer, I think that Oppenheimer is a great film.
Mhm.
I think Barbie is something that I could rewatch and be like, I love this movie. Like, it would be like a fun rewatch. I don't think after watching Oppenheimer, I would sit down and rewatch Oppenheimer because that's just so much
Normal
time.
Sophia, what did you think about Oppenheimer?
Normal Sophia.
As a normal person, I
Yes.
gotta say I'm a sucker for war movies,
Mhm.
and I gotta disagree with you. I could definitely rewatch Oppenheimer because unlike a lot of wartime historical centered movies, there was no dip. The energy never faltered. It kept going. It kept your attention the entire time, which is really difficult to do with a 3-hour plus long movie about a scientist.
Yeah. That's a really good point. It does maintain a very solid intensity the
Yeah.
whole time. You know?
Which I think is good, but the reason that I say that is like it's such a time commitment, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Like
And-
I feel like when you're in a movie theater and you're like sitting down to watch a movie and you're like, okay, this is a 3-hour movie. You took the time out. You don't have anything to do later. But if it's like I just want to watch a movie, I'm not gonna want to sit through a 3-hour movie.
It's also such a heavy like energy commitment, you
It
know?
is a heavy
I could throw
energy
Barbie
commitment,
on
like-
while I'm doing the laundry, but if I put Oppenheimer
And I'll
on,
be in a
I'm just
good
gonna sit
mood,
and
you
be
know?
sad and
Which
kind
team
of
are
like,
you
wow,
on,
that
Doug?
sucks.
And I feel like I have to be really focused on
Which team are you
Oppenheimer
really
to
on?
like.
Because
Like,
they
I
also
can't-
talk a lot about like scientifical terms, and if you don't know what it is, you
Yeah.
kind of get lost in what they're saying.
All the scientific terms.
And the whole law
scientific.
aspect
It's
too.
also
There's a trial going
it's
on.
There's law, it's scientific terms, and it's a lot of proper nouns for just dudes that you don't care about.
Like it's just it's a great film. It is such a good movie, but it's such a commitment. And like if I just wanted to relax and watch a movie and just enjoy myself, then I would watch Barbie. I wouldn't watch Oppenheimer because it's like I really have to stay focused and it's like gonna change my mood. I'm not gonna be in a good mood and be like, you know what I want to do right now? I want to watch Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Like that's just gonna wreck it.
I think this is the general consensus amongst a lot of people. They are different movies. They are hard to compare. But if you gotta pick one,
Well, one thing I just want to add in,
pick
one
one.
similarity between the two is the stacked cast.
That is
That is just, especially in Oppenheimer, it's just star after
Yes.
star after star. Rami Malek's in it for like 3 seconds.
Why was
Roderick.
Josh Peck's
Does anyone know?
It was a
Does,
had a huge
does
part.
anyone know any of their characters' names?
No.
Rami Malek, the scientist.
He was not.
Good
He was,
Going to tell the truth about what's happening here.
I was watching it, I was supposed to relate with Barbie, or I was supposed to be okay with being a woman because of the whole dismantling of the stigma around Barbie that took place during the film. But I, unfortunately, am a Ken.
Oh yeah.
I'm so Barbie.
And I feel
You
like
know that
it,
happens.
I left the movie feeling a little bit shitty about myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a Barbie.
I know. I fully
But
agree
you
with you.
can be just Ken, and that's
And
what
that
they're
is
saying.
enough.
Yeah.
You are Ken enough.
You are
Just
Ken
Ken is
I
enough.
think through a lot of the movie they kind of like they beat up the Kens of the world and they pull it back in the end like a little bit when they have that conversation, and so it's like, guys, it's fine. But it's
It is a little heavy-handed.
it's kind of
throughout
like
the
it's
movie,
like yeah
but
there's
it's,
one scene
it's
that's
a
very
message where it's
heavy-handed.
spreading, and they're fun. It's a funny, very funny movie. So I could buy into it.
Yeah, and I
They
feel like
both-
when they do that with females in other movies, when they're like, really like tearing down the women, it's not a fun role. But I feel like the people who played like the different Kens, like they had such a good time.
Yeah.
They had that whole musical number, like it
Ah.
was such an entertaining movie,
All right.
especially for them. But we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Um,
Mamma Mia Pizzeria.
Mamma
Mia
Mia Pizzeria.
Thank you guys so much
Wait,
for watching.
is this the final segment?
Yes. dude.
Oh
Gosh.
Anyways, yeah.
Thank you. Wait, get on this shot. Right
Okay.
here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We are we'll be back next episode. Bye.
Bye.
shorter. Just TV. Just forget. Okay. Anyways,